In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your EGR valve on your Ford Taurus. It's located under the hood behind the airbox. We're going to disconnect our airbox. Take out our vacuum lines. Just set them off to the side for now. All you have to do is pull. Disconnect your electrical connector. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver to pull that red tab. And then you can disconnect it. Now we got to take this clamp off behind here. Using an 8mm, you're going to take off this hose clamp. Or loosen it, should I say. And once you've done that, you can remove this part of the airbox. All right, we used an inductor heater to loosen up our EGR valve pipe here. In order to loosen it, you may have to do the same, because you got to take this off to get the intake off. I'm using a 1 1/16 inch wrench. All right, now that you have that disconnected, we can move on. All right, so you're going to use a 10mm socket, and you're going to loosen up these bolts on the EGR valve, holding it to the intake bracket. Try the other one. Take that bolt, set it aside. Make sure you have a hand on the EGR valve as you take out the second bolt. I'm using a 10mm socket. Okay, once you take that off, you can undo this vacuum line on the top, twisting and pulling, and then you can take it out. All right, so I have my gasket, my new gasket on. We're going to feed that on to the pipe and start one of our bolts in the bracket through the gasket. Now we can start our other bolt on the other side, making sure the gasket is where it belongs. All right, once you get that snugged up a little by hand, we're going to be torquing these to 53 inch-pounds with a 10mm socket. And the other side as well. All right, so we're going to clean up this tube area a little bit and this nut to help us so when you're going to push up and spin it up. I added a little penetrating oil to help with the threads because it's a new part and old nut. And I recommend using your whole hand as you spin it, as you push up. Once it stops, you can use your wrench to tighten it down. Using a 1 1/16 wrench, you're going to tighten up this nut. Once you get it snug, just give it a little quarter of a turn. Tighten up the rest of the way. All right, so we're going to put our wiring harness on if it got nudged off or taken off. So now our airbox is going on. We're going to feed it underneath. These cables, and then get everything out of the way. Put your airbox in the bracket below. There's 2 little slots for it to fit into. Okay, once you get that in, then you can feed that onto the throttle body. Lock this in. We're going to plug in this. Connect this one on the other side. Put our connector on. Make sure it clicks into place, and then push that red tab in. And then we're going to tighten up our clamp. I'm using an 8mm socket on my clamp. That's good. Make sure you just do wrist tight. Start your vehicle, let it run for a little bit, and take it for a test drive. See how it runs.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.